Good morning. Welcome to the Heart's Frontier. And today is the 16th of May. We're halfway through the month and 3 days until Empath Energetics begins. 4 days. It can be this weekend if you need to sign up this weekend. I'm really looking forward to welcoming in this next round. And I'm also really looking forward to seeing what happens with each of the participants who are feeling drawn to this program. It's been a very unique process every time that I bring people into this Empath Energetics program. And I'm really curious to see what each of them gets out of doing this really deep and expansive work. Today is May 16th, as I said. I'm here for the daily YouTube Oracle reading. So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't, which means whatever sounds like it is for you, that is for you. And whatever doesn't, just leave it for someone else. Yes, I've been talking about protection energy actually. If you were watching this weekend, you would have seen that I was saying I was a little lower energy after this shamanic healing circle. Whew, the light's coming in. I was a little lower energy after that shamanic healing circle. And I realized later it's because there was not actually a closing energetically of the space, and that there were a lot of things going on. It was a very intensive type of session. And so, and it was a group, and groups, you do need to be conscientious of taking in groups and how they interact with each other, and someone looking out for that, and someone protecting them. And so I do feel that that was part of what happened. And then there's also this surrender, this protection, and then surrender. So part of what was going on, I want to talk about this because it really does relate to energetics and the study of. So part of what was going on was that I had taken on some misplaced energy, some energy that was not mine. And I was sitting at the feet for both of these shamanic healing sessions. I was given a spirit role to embody that was incredibly masculine. And so it makes sense that in both sessions, if the person had some things they wanted to get rid of or let go of, this strong masculine energy should be able to handle this. You know, that's how I feel. I'm always given these like fire or drumming and like intense masculine characters, which is it's quite interesting. You might not see me, but that's always what I end up taking on with shamanic work. They're given to me these roles, so I'm not choosing, oh, can I please be the really intense, fiery drumming one? Nope, automatically goes to Kate. Fire Warrior is my spirit name, so I guess I also shouldn't be surprised. Anyway, so this protection card, it feels like, I was sitting at the feet of what was happening and taking in and taking in and taking on, because the spirit that was embodying me could handle that, right? Could handle and grounding this. The challenge was not releasing all of those things fully. I released the spirit to leave, but I kept these things, some of them with my body. And there were other things, going on too, swirling around in my mind. But the challenge is, once you already attach to some sort of density, once you already take on that, then as you go throughout your day, for that next 24 hours, honestly, I felt like I was swimming through molasses, like dragging through, trying to get myself the energy that I needed. And it's because I actually just didn't mentally self-recognize, because this is the first time I've done a shamanic healing circle outside of my coursework. When I'm in coursework, I approach my approach is very different energetically. I'm doing a lot of clearing. There's also a formality to closing the circles that is different than the healing circle I went to. And so, that all being said, when I was going through my day and this misplaced energy was with me, it started to affect how I was viewing my own life, and things that were going on for me. I had different parts of my own shadow, this feeling of not being supported, this, whatever wounds would come up for my own self came up because of this misplaced energy being with me. It was a very different shift density wise. than what my body has been used to. Because my body's been running on, okay, you clear your energy, you know what you're doing here. We are all students. We are all always learning. And again, this is why I put myself through the Empath Energetics program as well. So I get these reminders of how this stuff works, and I can also continue applying it to myself. I don't just think I'm beyond this and I'm some leader incapable of new growth or new patterning in this way. So after all of this, it was like about 24 hours. I was like, I'm not even sure if I'm going to make it up the hill after, getting back to town. I was like, my energy just felt like it flooded out of me. And because I wasn't mindful of the fact that it was someone else's and I can simply let it go, I kept it with me. And this next card we have is surrender. This surrender card is the healing path towards whatever it is you needed to put your defenses or protections up against. Because if you completely surrender, it's not like surrendering to the attack. It's like surrender to your own light and to actually feeling like yourself again, because then it automatically leaves. I was blessed to receive a sound bath, which was incredibly healing for me. Vibrational healing is often very, very supportive to my body. And so I do bring in vibrational healing into the Empath Energetics program as well. How to do that, what way might work best for you. For me, it was important to receive, because the wound that came up was this wound of not feeling truly supported. And it's, a very common, especially for sensitive people, sensitive hearts, a very common pain to have. For the most part, I do a pretty good job in releasing that myself. But, with the density that was with me and with the energetics of whatever this person was going through, it felt like you already have this density. So then you're just looking for ways that matches. And so next time, if I do these shamanic healing circles, I will have a very different closing practice so as to fully let go of all the things that came with me in that time. And now it's gone. I really feel just like myself again. And it's fascinating. It's so fascinating how that works. Okay. What do we need to know for the rest of today, other than that story and channeled message? It says, appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. Appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. So, gratitude is a word that almost is like buzzwordy. And I know that people are feeling it, but I think a lot of the times when people talk to me about their gratitude practice, I feel like they're maybe 50% feeling it. So, what if you could appreciate? What if appreciating is actually an active energy? Because a lot of people with their gratitude practice don't actually send it out into the universe. And we are totally missing something. In the past, um, perhaps we would have felt gratitude for someone and then called them up and said, I really appreciate this and this and this about you doing that. Um, and I think we've maybe gotten away from that because of how constantly we talk to lots of people, that we can feel a sense of gratitude, but maybe not actually do something about it. So appreciation feels like a forward out energy. Gratitude feels like an inward to me. I don't know. I'm curious what you think. That's just what I pick up on or what I feel. Could just be how I see it. I'm kind of word funny in that way. Certain words mean certain things to me. Love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. So similarly to this energy I was describing that had happened over the weekend, adding love and receiving love into that situation, right? To receive this sound bath was like, oh, what a caring gesture. What a beautiful thing to be able to help me release what was going on in my body. And it was emotional, I shed tears because it was like this feeling that was oppositional to the feeling that I had been carrying for the 24 hours. But it was a very heavy feeling. Like I said, I was like swimming through molasses to do anything. And that feeling was related to self-worth and was also related to support and to that emotional security. And so to then be fully supported and to be seen as valuable enough for someone to take time to do a sound bath, I mean, that was like the exact opposite energy of what I had been encountering. So again, protecting yourself against these wounds and challenges and things, but seeing them through to be able to surrender them. Not just protecting yourself and saying, oh, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, because that is the danger with protection energy. And I will teach this in Empath Energetics. So if this is ringing true for you as something you need to learn more about, I would think about joining this next cohort, this next round. Begins this Saturday. I love that this light is just kind of coming in whenever I need a little boost. So love makes the difference. Anything that is feeling sticky or not working, not in alignment in your life right now, add some actual love to the situation. It might feel really weird to do that, you know, it might feel really weird to do that with some family member you don't get along with, or your finances, you know, it might feel really weird to just like add love to that kind of situation. But I promise there's a way. There's a way you can find that. And there's also a way you can find appreciation for all of your challenges. All of your challenges are there in a sense. You know, we're here for one lifetime at a time that we remember. Although I'm still praying that next life I remember all of this one, because this is a good one. This is a really good one. I want to remember it. Put that intention out there all the time. Um, and so feeling like um feeling like these past hurts are actually blessings, truly, at some point is the path of, you know, getting to healing. And so these these past hurts and past wounds, you know, for me, that one that I was describing, of that feeling of not being supported or not feeling worthy of, you know, it's fascinating. My middle name literally means worthy of love. And so it's part of my life journey to find this full place of feeling deserving of not only my love, but also the love of others, right? And not just romantic love, not just intimate love, but the fullness of what love means. I mean, that's why it's called the Heart's Frontier. It's such a mission. So let's see what else we need to know about today. Whew. What else do we need to know about today? I feel like today is a good day to focus on your own mission. It's very easy to be tied into what other people could want for us, what other people would suggest for us. And I'm just having a sense that someone is going to receive like unwarranted advice, or is going to feel some kind of like guilt for not doing something on behalf of someone else or for someone else. Yeah, if that resonates with you, then just be aware you can do your own thing. That's okay. You know, like you can do your own thing. Yeah, taking shelter. Isn't that so the vibe? The answers are within. The answers are not outside of yourself. The answers are within. This is it's one of the challenges I've had with doing oracle work and then teaching intuition development. But it's my hope that by modeling oracle work, people see and glimpse what is possible for themselves and to access themselves, and that they choose to then develop their intuition. Because ultimately, I would love everyone to feel like they could be their own oracle. I certainly also at times reach out to a skilled intuitive practitioner to do a full session. I don't do a lot of these free things, just not my way. And so um, I'll do a video on that later today. I feel very called to do a video on free healing and why it is or isn't working for you. Um, so taking shelter, when the answers are within, you actually will be able to trust them better. And so it will keep you out of the loop of um it's like psychic acquisition, like calling an energy in a psychic way, but not actually dropping it into your own body and trusting it. It's tough to describe that what it is, but it's rampant, you know. When you don't trust yourself, you reach out to a lot of different people and try to get these answers. And if you're not dropping it into your own body as truth, that's why I say take what resonates. I actually mean take it in and drop it in as truth. and leave what doesn't, right? Rather than just taking in all this information, going, oh my God, is someone going to talk to me today? And okay, if that doesn't resonate with you, then that's not for you. It was for someone else, that wasn't for everyone. The answers are within. Um, I'm getting like a top of crown pain right now, which is really odd, like just way at the top. So someone here doesn't trust that they could do this themselves. And if you don't trust that you can do this yourself, you are incorrect. You are incorrect because divine energy and source is always available to you. It's only you standing in the way of receiving that information. You're just incorrect. That's just not how it works. I have known people who doubt that they could connect to their intuition, and then 10 minutes later are telling me something that is very much from their intuition. So it could just be that you're putting up a mental block. I'm really good at busting mental blocks. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it's because I have put up a lot of my own. I'm only good at stuff because I've been through it myself. I'm only a self healer because I needed to figure out how to self heal. And so I love teaching it so that it can be faster for you, so that you can actually feel supported while you're going through this. And also so that you can get lots of information rather than only in one specific direction. I bring lots of different ideas together. I've actually not seen a program that is set up like Empath Energetics before, because it is very unique and um, it's very powerful, if I can say that. So the answers are within. This light within you knows all things. And so that light in you meets the light outside of yourself. And in that place, you then can channel. But when you're getting in the way, which again, I will teach that in Empath Energetics, we teach the path to manifestation and also actualization. The path to actualization would be the path to creating a true channel between you and divine source energy and that knowledge. It's interesting, actually, if I can relate it back to that story, this has become clear to me that the reason I allowed that dense energy to come in this weekend, which was very unusual, the reason I allowed that dense energy to come in was because I was in a new situation around groups of people who I was hoping to build a connection with. So I had this hope in my heart, and I felt a sense of dejection for a few reasons socially in that time as I was leaving and in the course of the day, but definitely as I was leaving and on the way back. I felt this sort of heart-based wound. And so my heart getting in the way of actually releasing these energies, me allowing my own past hurt and heart to come into that, was what then I attached to. And then I chose to attach to that energy sticking around so much that I just identified with it. So again, next time I'm going to be mindful of my clearing, my protection at the end, but also surrendering that much faster to, hey, I can handle this. Hey, I don't need to be friends with everybody. Whatever that feeling was. It's interesting. It's like I chose it because of my heart. Yeah, okay, this is so related. Solitude, in silence, peace prevails. So the answers are within. The only way you're going to get to these answers is if you quiet your mind and also take self-focus, right? So solitude being single focus for yourself, it's important. That's how you're going to get through this next healing journey, this next step of your healing journey. I have a little more that I want to do. I feel like there's so many cards I want to read today. But it feels like there's lots of messages coming through for a reason. Allowing, yeah, radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment. So what's needed can come next. Whatever that thing is that you are ignoring, whatever that thing is that you are hoping for or you are wanting to act on and you are not doing it. I've got one thing I can think of. So whatever one thing or two things come into your mind right now, what is that thing you're avoiding, or what is that thing you are dodging, okay, that you already have an inkling, a knowing that it's in alignment? What's this thing that you're dodging, kind of avoiding, that I'm feeling really called to that, okay? You need to accept, to say yes. Accept that that is for you. I know I'm struggling to do that because the two things that I'm thinking of here as they come up are feeling like big things. And these big things, sometimes we feel like we need to wrap our head around it because there's little fears or things like that. Just choose today to be in radical acceptance. I'm going to do it too. So I'm holding you to it. Tell me below what you think it is if you want to tell me, so that you're saying, I say yes to whatever it is. I say yes to. Okay, I say yes to my dream of. I say yes to changing this about my life. I say yes to accepting this big thing. Divine abundance. So by allowing, you step into divine abundance. It says you were born to align with love's will, follow the Tao, and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundance and not chase it. So if you are struggling financially, you need to be in an abundant energy and in an abundant mind in order to even receive things. Because chasing, like I was talking about this a few days ago, right? You know, when if you've ever had this happen where someone is wanting your attention and then they're wanting it so much, maybe they're just wanting to be friends with you, or maybe they want your affection, your love. They're chasing you so much that you just feel like, oh, I don't even know if I can be connected or friends with you, because I don't have space here, because it's all coming at me. So I don't have space to go in and actually receive from you, right? Friendship and new love. Whoa. So be mindful of who your friends are and that you feel energetically positive and good after spending time with them at least 80% of the time. Okay. I know that people go through things and can't do that all the time, but 80% of the time with my closest, dearest friends, I feel good. I feel really warm and good after spending time with them. Be mindful of who you are keeping as friends. And new love. New love could be what you need to allow, and it could also be what you're questioning. And these answers are within, right? I'm happy to do a love reading, maybe tomorrow or sometime this week. I'm happy to do a love reading. I don't want to do it unless people are going to be taking this in and actually saying, okay, this is meant for me, right? I can take this in and say, this is a fact, this is truth. And if anything I ever say doesn't feel like truth, then allow me to know that. Allow yourself to declare that so that you can write what is right. I don't have that happen often. I can't remember the last time that happened where someone was in disagreement with whatever message I was channeling for them. Um, Even doing psychic chat readings. I think it only happened a few times because I had a pretty good rating. I did thousands of readings and I had a pretty good rating. Um, I feel like the only times that someone was angry was when they came in really not looking for an answer, but looking for their specific answer that they wanted to see. And I could feel that. I could feel that there was like a lack of truth in that, um, and that they were more panicked or triggered, which again is why I don't do that style of work anymore. I really felt like it was good for teaching me about my own intuition and getting really clear. You know, doing thousands of psychic readings obviously helped me be able to trust myself. But I want to help people trust themselves much more so. So that is the purpose for the Empath Energetics program, along with many other purposes. It is a self-healing course that is done alongside a group. The replays are always available. Payment plans are available. It's a 4-month program. We do understanding energy and intuition development. We then go through shadow work and triggers, and we go through faulty thinking patterns. We get out of our own way. We do light work, and we figure out what we're actually here to feel and to bring out in ourselves, right? So our own personal light and what allows us to be stepping into our own personal light. Then we also learn about the healing process. And then we do the heroic legacy archetype work. Our legacy of archetypes is how we actually live out in the world and the mission that we're meant to serve. And I'll weave in a bit of astrology, and we do a whole bunch of reflection together in that time. And along the whole way, there's hot seats. There's connecting with me in a really deep and personal way. We sit on Zoom so we can actually be with each other. And it's the most powerful, most potent way of working with me at this time. Again, other than getting your butt over to Scotland and doing a deep, intensive retreat with me. But I know that that's not an option for everybody. So please take this Empath Energetics call if it feels like it is reaching you. I would love to see you. I was so touched to have so many Empath Energetics scholarships applications. And unfortunately, I only have the space to give away one, as I do need to also have the value of this program met by the rest of the participants. There's a value exchange. And so I'm really looking forward to welcoming in the last few participants. I can feel 2 or 3 people waiting in the wings who are not quite made the decision yet. And so if that is you, reach out, connect with me. I promise I'm not very scary. Hopefully I don't come across as too intense anyway. And yeah, it'll be a really beautiful space. This round 5 has really lovely people in it who I know are going to actually benefit from each other as well. There's such a beauty to bringing like-minded people together. Another benefit of this whole program. So get your pendulum ready, get your mind out of the way, and come join Empath Energetics if you feel the call. We begin May 19th or sometime, next week as soon as I figure out our timings, our schedules. I try to choose times that work for everyone if I can. Otherwise, replays and I open up office hours and I make sure I'm more available. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and I will be back tomorrow.